I was thinking that Paraguay was very third world.
How many shootouts or drug busts or have you been in so far?
None Paraguayans.
Yeah.
Very nice. I was pleasantly surprised with Asuncion. Every day when I wake up in Paraguay, I just smile and think, oh, life is good.
Hey guys, this is Paul from Plan B Paraguay. These days, all different types of people are moving to Paraguay, starting a new life here, getting their residency. And what we like to do on this channel is highlight some of the stories and experiences that, our clients and other expats are going through in Paraguay. So today, I'm very excited to speak with Andrea, who's one of our clients at Plan B. And what I really wanted to ask Andrea at the moment is, really, back in the day when we first got here, the Paraguayan residency, it was mostly men. Maybe like Paraguay was a little bit rough or whatever, or people were a little bit unsure. But what's great these days is we're seeing more women like Andrea move to Paraguay. And I think it's good to perhaps ask a woman for a woman's perspective. So thank you for joining us today, Andrea.
You're welcome. My experience with Plan B and Paraguay in general was very good. I cannot speak highly enough of it. I know that for a woman to come somewhere by herself, I'm single and by myself, and to come here, I didn't know what I was going to find actually. But I was determined to get away from our country's tax regime.
Yeah, we should talk about that. Where are you from, Andrea?
Adelaide.
Adelaide. And the country of?
Australia.
There we go. This is my first Australian. It's nice to interview someone from my home country for a change.
Yes. I was traveling around United States and Canada and Mexico for a couple of years, and then last year I went back home and was there for the May election. After the election, the Prime Minister floated the idea of taxing unrealised gains. I had Paraguay in the back of my mind, and I said, I'm out of here. They're not getting my money.
Right.
I came to Paraguay, and obviously going away from something rather than to something, I found that I was pleasantly surprised with Asuncion.
Yeah, let's get into that. What was your idea of Paraguay before you arrived? And then what did it turn out to be in your experience?
I was thinking that Paraguay was very third world, that it was very basic. And I thought, it doesn't matter, I'm going. I wanted to be in a place that was free.
One sec, cocktail break. Hold on, let's have a cheers. Come on, we're two Aussies. We're gonna have a cheers.
Cheers.
There we go. Cheers, mate. Sorry, please continue.
I was coming to Paraguay and didn't know anything about it, basically. When I got here, I was picked up by Plan B. I was very sleep deprived, but also was very aware that I was being taken to upmarket supermarket to get, or mall, to get my new phone, my SIM card. And that in itself was a bizarre experience because I had no Spanish whatsoever, and the guy that picked me up had to deal with that. So I came away with a new SIM and hopped back in the car and then drove to my Airbnb. Then what unfolded was my extreme nervousness, but also the...
Nervousness about what?
Because I didn't know what I was going to find.
When you got here.
Yes.
Okay.
So what I found then was Plan B unwrapped in a way that was very lovely. It was a WhatsApp group that I was part of that advertised the dinners and the coffee mornings, and I was accepted just like that. It was part of a group that has become my group of friends now because the Spanish is very difficult to pick up, I'm afraid to say.
Yeah, let's talk about that. You were saying that the Spanish particularly is one of the main obstacles you're finding in Paraguay.
Yes, I'm taking lessons, but it really...
Where are you taking lessons?
Cam's old teacher, Rocio.
So that's in person?
Yes.
Okay.
And also I've hired her to do one-on-one lessons online.
Okay.
Apart from that, so I'm doing it 5 days a week. My memory of learning a language is French and Japanese, which I learned at school and at uni, and there's really no problems with those. But I find that no assisted learning is not a good idea. So
You mean just trying to learn it yourself without...
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm so nervous that I avoid those situations. Learning from a teacher is very good.
Out of curiosity, how much do these lessons cost?
The one-on-one costs about $20 per lesson. Oh, that's Australian dollars.
Okay, so that's about 15, 14 US?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And the...
And that's her coming to your house?
No, that's online.
Okay.
And the face-to-face, paying them 1 month at a time, and it was 600,000 odd. What's that?
75 US.
75 US.
A month.
A month.
For how many lessons a week?
That's 2.
2 a week.
Yep.
So 8 lessons a month.
Yep.
$75. And they're 2-hour lessons. Aren't
Yes, they
they?
are.
It's a great price.
Yes.
Rocio's amazing.
Yes. she's
2
very
hours
good.
is probably the most your brain can handle before it explodes.
It feels like it's going to explode.
But we're in South America. I'm just curious, how many shootouts or drug busts or have you been in so far?
Or harassment.
Yeah, have you seen
None.
no cartel activity? Oh, okay.
The only thing I had was the guy who put in the Wi-Fi into my house. He was hanging around a bit long, so I had to move him out.
Okay.
He was about 28.
Okay.
He had a good go at it, but I have to say they're very nice.
Paraguayan people.
Paraguayans
Yeah.
are very nice. When I get into an Uber, people say, "Oh, where are you from?" And I say Australia, in Spanish, of course.
Yeah.
And I say Australia, and they say, "Ooh," and they try and build a dialogue on that.
Right. Yeah, you get the kangaroo, yeah. And so then, obviously, it's a bit different. Me and Kat, we're big, ugly men. You know, what's it like as a woman in terms of? Do you feel safe? Is there parts that feel dangerous? Like day to day, how do you feel in regards to your personal safety?
After the first few days, I realised that it was going to be much easier than I'd thought, and I don't get harassed. I don't get spoken to badly. It's always done with the most respect.
Yeah.
And I just don't know why more women are not coming.
We can guess. It's probably like they watch Narcos on Netflix and they think that's South America.
When I went to Mexico, people were saying, "Oh, that's a terrible place to go. Why would..." I couldn't understand it. I never had any trouble in Mexico either.
Yeah.
So the perspective is very much, it's a narco place. But when you're here, it's not at all.
Yeah. There's lots of women who are watching online on YouTube. They're also not happy with what's hello ladies. They're also not happy with what's going on in their countries. They want different options. What advice could you give to those
Well,
women?
it's very interesting that the Airbnb that I was staying in to start with, I met a couple of women that really left an impression on me. One was from Slovakia
Okay.
and one was from Belgium, and the Slovakian was saying that she was a single parent.
Okay.
So she had 2 male children, and she said she was here to get residency for her children. She said that the government was ramping up war talk.
Back in Europe.
Yes, in
Yeah.
Europe. And she was very worried about her 2 sons. She has 2 sons who are 12 and 14. She said, "I'm going to have this as my backup plan, and I'm coming for my children." I thought that was very interesting. The Belgian woman said the same thing, although her children are older. She said that the necessity to have another residence that is away from Europe was penultimate in her thinking. And that's really my thinking too. I'm not for so much war talk, but the fact that I see a very bad depression coming for Australia. My children don't understand it yet, but I've come here to put down roots to welcome them when they realise that Australia's gone completely nuts. Not that I'm not averse to soft socialism, but when that becomes communism,
Right.
I have a big problem with that. Any government that doesn't recognise property rights is down the tubes.
Yeah, it's really sad about what's happening in Australia. I'm curious, I don't want to be too depressive, but where do you see that?
If you don't want to be depressive, don't talk about it. My view of that is that it's coming, and it's coming quicker than they think, and that the Australian government is broke, like all Western governments,
Yeah.
that they will lock down and try to hold the population within the borders to grab as much money as they can off them and to take away the property rights. And they may not do that directly, they may do that by imposing very large property taxes that they know that can't be paid.
It's like boiling the frog, right?
Yes.
Like recently,
Yeah.
they were trying to make some rules to tax unrealized gains in Australian retirement accounts.
Yes,
Yeah.
the super is the other thing that they're going
Yeah.
to attack, the retirement funds. I'm just very much against all of that, and they should have managed a lot better when they had the chance. So
I think what's so interesting as well is when Cam and I got here years ago, to fellow Australians, it seemed like a ludicrous
Yeah.
idea. Like, where's Paraguay? Never heard of it. Why? Australia's like, in Australia, they're always like the lucky country.
Yes.
They're lucky country. There's that Australian pride that we got it so much better and so much easier than the rest of the world. But what's so interesting for me in the last 18 months, whereas I'm Australian, I'd love to help other Australians, but I rarely got any calls. However, even our fellow Australians, I feel they're starting to wake up and they're starting to realize, hang on, maybe a plan B isn't so crazy and maybe it's actually quite sensible.
yes, I think that it's very sensible actually. I think if you're not getting a residency in some other place, you're nuts. Why be the frog boiling in the pot?
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to.
I do.
My children don't see it yet, but they will very soon. They'll see it in 2026. And at that point, I hope to be able to invite them in.
But it's like, out of curiosity, how old are your children?
They're 25, 27.
Have they bought a house yet or are they
No,
settled?
they
Okay,
haven't.
okay.
I've put them off as much as I can in
Because
buying
once
a house.
in Australia, once you got that mortgage, you're basically chained.
That's it. And
Yeah.
I was the sort of parent who would encourage their children to buy a house first.
Right.
But I have been against it for probably a few years now.
Yeah.
And I can see it getting closer and closer, the collapse. I just think, oh, don't do it. But they think that I'm mad. I think mum's crazy. Why go to that extreme? When you see what's going to happen to Australia in the next 6 months, you'll know why.
I feel like, again, Paraguay to me is very much, or residencies is very much like crypto in the early days, where first you were a nut,
Yes.
you were weird, to what's crypto, this is a scam. And in hindsight, everyone's, damn, I wish I bought crypto when it was $500 or less.
Exactly.
And I feel it's the same with these residencies, whether it's Paraguay or another one. This is like the early days of crypto. Get in while it's still easy, because I guarantee you two things are going to happen. Countries like Australia, Europe, the US, they don't want to lose their tax base. They're going to do whatever they can to make it difficult for the productive people that pay taxes to leave. And at the same time, I love Paraguay, but they're not dumb. If they're getting flooded with people coming here, they're gonna make it harder. Why
Oh,
wouldn't they?
More expensive.
Yeah.
Exactly, more
Much more
expensive.
expensive.
Yeah, so I feel like now's the time, and it's only in hindsight, in 4 years from now, it would have been self-evident.
Yes.
Whereas we're still, because we're early, people, it's a weird idea, it's so far, I don't trust it.
I met someone at the breakfast that we had the other day, and he was saying, you and I have got to stop telling ourselves that we're missing something. We have it. Everyone else is missing something. And it's so true.
Like missing something, like in what regard?
In terms of crypto was crazy, why would you get into crypto? A new residency is crazy, why would you move?
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I have enough evidence. I've seen what's going on in the background, and I really suffer for my kids because they don't know anything about it. They think that inflation's normal and natural. They think that prices of houses is normal and natural, but that they can't afford them. I could go on and on.
But even if the world didn't crumble tomorrow or in 6 months, it's a pretty darn good life in Paraguay.
Yeah.
That's as well, yeah.
Yeah, this is way better. The freedom we have here is 30, 40 years ago in
Yes,
Australia. It's
yes.
unbelievable. This is not a perfect country. You could talk about that, Paul.
Cam makes a good point, and I think it's, let's say there's no collapse in America or the US or Europe and it's peace and la-da, I still think the quality of life here is better.
Yes.
I always tell people, I feel it's like this, where this is the West and this is Paraguay. A couple years ago, Paraguay was down here, the West, and we're reaching this inflection point where for a lot of reasons, the West is slowly going downhill, Paraguay is getting better, and we're reaching this point here. Like when Cam and I first started Plan B, maybe 20% of the people they'd get the residency and then they'd go.
Yes.
Whereas now it's people like you. I'd say 40, maybe 50% of people are like, I want to live here. This place is good. And I wish I could say it was just Paraguay improving. It's also the rest of the world's getting worse, but it's reaching that inflection point where why wouldn't you?
Yes, there's so many opportunities here for businesses. So that's what I would say. If you're an entrepreneur, you've got the world at your feet. I've got a couple of business ideas, apart from the one that I've got, to start here in Paraguay. And it's very easy. There's no regulations, no all the stuff that you have to go through in Australia.
Yeah.
So the world's your oyster, really.
Tenemos una empanada de aquí de gallina.
Sí.
Wow,
Que viene
okay.
acompañada con picante, una salsa huancaína. Acá tenemos una romanita de surubí que viene acompañada con una mandioca frita, una salsa tácara, unos pequeños que viene acompañado con una mermelada picante y un ceviche clásico peruano. Que es lo que le he echado ahora, sería leche de tigre.
Yeah, there you go.
Gracias.
Qué rico, gracias, señor.
Que disfruten.
And so you mentioned some of the business opportunities here. You had a background in business as well, didn't you?
I ran my own business while the children were growing up. So that was a business in traditional Chinese medicine, of all things. And I think that there's a very big market here for that. Just been looking around. I have a startup in Canada.
Okay.
That's something that I'll have to go back for a month or so to work on that, but then I'll carry on the rest of the time here because I can work on that remotely. If you have any remote work, it's a brilliant place.
Yeah, definitely.
I also have cryptos.
Okay.
It's great for that as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Because of the tax benefits.
Yes, the
Yeah.
tax regime is very good.
Awesome. Actually, there's something that you said before that I wanted to go back to because I think it's such a shared experience, and it's someone like yourself or me, we come here and we're so desperate to help our family come here. Generally, maybe we're the black sheep in the family a little bit. Maybe we're a little bit more worried about where things are going, but is that what you feel as well? Almost a frustration? You're like, please come here, I want to help you.
Yes, that
Yeah.
is indeed. With kids, you can't tell them anything.
Right. Yeah.
So I just have to be here and drop little hints like, I'm here whenever you need, if you want to come
Right.
and visit, that sort of thing. Because they think that moving here would be a very big thing, a very big deal, and there's no point. I think they'll see it.
I think the trick is you just invite them for the holiday. Like, you don't want to do the hard sell. Because you do the
Exactly.
hard sell, people run away.
Yeah.
And you're like, come here. Then they're like, oh, this is pretty nice. So you take them to a nice restaurant, you show them around, and then you're like, you could come spend a couple months here with me as well. Get a residency, it's not that hard. And once you've convinced one, I think it's like a snowball.
Yes, particularly with what's happening back in Australia. The 1st of January 2026,
Yeah.
those new tax rules come in and that roll on with the games.
Right. And even for me, like I have a nephew, he's 15 years old in the UK, which also isn't doing very well at the moment.
Yeah.
And I would love just to get him over here, get his residency. When he's 18, he can come stay with his uncle, work on an online business, just give it a shot.
Yeah.
Like, imagine just the trajectory his life would be on if he comes here, an online business, tax-free in a country that's getting better every year, like learning. I think it's such an opportunity for a young kid. Whereas you think back in the UK or Australia, like at least when I grew up, you could get, like, young kids could get a job. I worked at McDonald's when I was 15. Like, now I feel like Gen Z's cooked.
Yeah.
It's hard to get a job, even an entry-level job, and they're just, what are they doing? What opportunities are there for them?
Yes.
So-
It's sad because my son takes it on as something that he's not good enough. He's not good enough. He's not good enough. But I know that he is. And here he would find somewhere to be and something to do
Yeah.
that drew him money. So I just think that Australia is,
Yeah.
And there's so much like-minded community here that
yes,
people are helping everyone now. And people giving people ideas and learning about businesses that you never even knew exist.
Yes.
People are making money.
That's what I noticed here. Like, so I got here, I wasn't an entrepreneur. I was a public servant 10 years before I got here. Yeah, I'm sad to say. Like, I just had an office job, quite boring.
Yeah.
I believed in crypto and I really doubled down on that, but I had no background in entrepreneurship. But when I got here, everyone had a job or a side hustle, they're an investor, or everyone was doing something interesting, and I was encouraged by a lot of people to start Plan B with Cam. And I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
Because I remember being in my little office job bubble thinking I couldn't be an entrepreneur, I couldn't do this stuff. And when you come here and you're seeing all your friends are doing it, it naturally encourages you.
Yes.
And I think that's what's really neat about the people that come here. Like, Paraguay is really a natural filter.
Yeah.
Where, you know, if you want to get drunk and go sit on a beach somewhere, there's 100 beautiful beaches between your country and where Paraguay is. But Paraguay is something different, whether it's for the taxes or the freedom or the entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
There's a special type of expat that comes here. And I think it's really nice that the community that comes here, whether it's Plan B or expats in general.
Yeah, I would agree with that. The Plan B social effect is very good. The dinners are excellent ways to meet people and carry on conversations. And there are people from all over the world here. All these places, it's an English-speaking company, so of course they're English speakers. That's great for us. We can network and make really good choices.
Yeah.
And Americans and Canadians do come down here in large numbers.
Yeah.
But one of the dinners that we had, I think there were 20 people.
Right.
8 of them were Australians.
Yeah, that was a special dinner. Yeah.
That's such a
that
little
surprised
country.
me. I know, it was 26 million in Australia. I was just talking to Cam before. I remember when we first got here 4 years ago, I almost knew every Australian in Asuncion. Like, there was it felt like there was 20 of us. Because Australia was a bit behind the 8 ball, whereas now, I wish Australians are waking up as well.
Yes.
And New Zealanders, we get a few Kiwis down here as well, which is cool. I say it to people, I'm like, if you're on the Titanic and the Titanic is sinking, don't be the last one running for the lifeboat.
Oh.
You want to be strapped on the lifeboat while you don't want to be scrambling when everyone else is.
Exactly. That's right.
Exactly, yeah. Was that from Titanic?
Yeah.
You want to be Rose, you don't want to be DiCaprio disappearing into the murk.
Paraguay was my safety bubble. Yeah.
And I think it's cool because the people that come here, I notice a phenomenon where, let's say 10 or so people come here at roughly the same time and they form their subgroup.
Yes.
Because just a tip, when you come here, when you come here and you want to meet people, the best people to meet are people who have also arrived.
Yes.
You're very open to meeting people, you're going through the same experiences, and it's cool seeing you and your clique. You got this whole gang together, and I really like that.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paul.
Oh, you're
Thank you,
welcome.
Cam.
And the women also.
Yes, another
Yeah,
woman.
that's right. It's cool. You get to talk to Richard's wife and Sheila.
Sheila.
So going forward, we've talked about the past. Let's talk about the future. Where do you see, what's your plan going forward? How does the residency and Paraguay fit into that?
My plan going forward is to stay in Paraguay.
Okay.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
I have to go up sometime to Canada for the business, but Paraguay, I'm just excited to see what will happen. To be honest, I don't make any plans.
Feels like things are getting momentum
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is momentum, and
Yeah.
there's definitely momentum in other countries too.
I wouldn't say, different type of momentum.
Yeah,
but
different type.
What do they say? The proverb is, I hope I'm not living in exciting times. And we're definitely living in exciting times at the moment, for better or worse.
That's a Chinese curse.
Oh, really? There you
Yes.
go. Well,
May you live in exciting
that's
times.
right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So we don't want that.
I don't think we can avoid it. So what can we do about it?
Yeah. Every day when I wake up in Paraguay, I just smile and think, oh, it's good. Life is good.
It's almost like the popcorn effect. And I know it's a little bit smug, but I'm going to say it, where you see all these disasters and the meme of Michael Jackson eating the popcorn, just like chilling. I feel like we're down here away from it all, and it's just watching the fireworks from a safe distance.
That's it. That's exactly right. That's
Yeah.
where I want to be, at a safe distance, watching it all on a big screen TV, having a glass.
That's where, if it's going to happen, be out of the safe and sound.
Yes.
So.
I know it sounds like we're being flippant about it, but what else can you
Yeah.
do? When you see it coming down the road so fast that Europe is going communist, Australia is going communist, I never thought I would be in a position where I would say communism is a bad thing. Communism is a bad thing.
Right. Our countries are broke.
They are broke.
Yeah. So,
Broke as a spoke.
So what happens next?
And you and I and you, Paul, are seeing it happen, and we're thinking to ourselves, why don't people see it? Why don't they see it? It couldn't be more obvious.
It's boiling the frog. And you also got to be compassionate to people where I get it. When you're struggling to pay the bills and you got kids and you got a mortgage and you're doing your job and maybe you got a bad back, who's got the time to thinking about packing everything up and moving it across the world? So I really do feel grateful that I've had the privilege to be able to escape, because not everyone can. But if you can, or just think about where things are going, whether it's Paraguay or another place, make options for yourself.
I agree.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Andrea. It's been a very good talk to you, a fellow Australian. We actually ordered some very delicious food that's cooling here. So let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
And thank you for your time today.
You're welcome. Thank you, Paul. Thanks, Can.
Thank you.
We also want to thank Las Lomas Hotel and Museo for hosting us today. It's been amazing food and some great cocktails and drinks. If you guys are visiting Asuncion, it's right near the center of the town where you want to be, and we recommend checking out either the hotel or the restaurant. All right, guys, I hope you got some value out of that today. If you want to learn more about the residencies in Paraguay, there'll be the details in the description of this video, and I'll be happy to have a talk to you and we can discuss what your plan B could potentially be. See you in the next video. All right, perfect. Very good. Okay.
That was good.
Cheers. There we go.
Cheers.